Greetings, friends. Jason here for AxodysFC on a smoky evening as the sun sets. Fortunately, we have some fires nearby, and so it's quite smoky and hazy around here. Fortunately for me, they're not near here, but there are enough trees around, as you can see, that if anything did happen over here, we would be in serious trouble. Today I spent a fair amount of time watching the Bundesliga. I confirmed that it is super easy to watch Harry Kane on ESPN Plus in the US. I could watch it in Spanish as well if I chose. Anyway, so I tuned in around my lunchtime to see how his debut would go. And it was interesting because Bayern is super, the quality of their players, very good. But at the same time, they're like not anywhere near a finished product yet. Like their ceiling is super high, I would say, but where they're at right now is surprising, actually. Like Harry Kane fit right in perfectly and was like the best player on the field, like for parts of the game. The Werner Bremen, wasn't terrible, and actually came out in the second half and was pretty intense. It's too bad they didn't start with quite that intensity, to be honest. But anyway, essentially the game was over after the 4th minute because Harry Kane did a textbook assist to a streaking Sane, where he just kind of dinked the ball one touch to Sane in a perfect position in space, running up the field, and he put it away with ease, 1-0, and never really challenged too much after that. Didn't score again until Harry Kane hit a nice long strike from just inside the edge of the box, I want to say, on the break. Just classic finish, and then actually ended up cramping up probably around kind of late in the game, 80th minute or something. Bayern brought in a couple subs, Tell being one of them. The guy who, German fans were like savaging after his performance in the cup, where he didn't, he started, but he didn't put away some that, a more experienced elite striker should. Anyway, he came in, scored pretty quickly. Mueller came in also, which, the quality of the subs they can bring in, pretty impressive. And anyway, they came in and scored. Mueller had an assist. I forget who it was. I don't think that was the Tell shot. Anyway, suddenly it's 4-0 as the game is closing out, and even though it was much closer than that throughout. And it was weird. And at the same time, Bayern really wasn't that great for as good of players they were. Their execution in the final third, their decision making, like guys just taking shots instead of being a little bit more patient and getting the quality shots that they should have been able to get. It's just weird to me. But anyway, their ceiling huge, I would say. But they've got a lot of growing to do in the meantime. But anyway, having Harry Kane, already clearly a leader for them. He's like yes, he's going to elevate his game by being there, but yeah, he's, I think, going to have a big influence on them as well. And I don't know. I mean, I am, yeah, just kind of generally excited for him for this move to like pay off, because I end this podcast vlog, whatever this thing is. I end my videos with to dare is to do. I mean, him making this move kind of is the ultimate embodiment of that. As much as we hated it, and much as it pains us that he didn't want to be at Tottenham anymore. I mean, anyway, he's doing that, and I will be. I mean, Bayern will be my Champions League team this year. So, anyway, interesting to see how much they need to get figured out, and I'm interested to see what teams will give them problems. Other thing, it was just fun to see the Bundesliga environment too. The fans at Werder Bremen were intense, and actually to start the second half, had a massive it wasn't just flares, it was like sparkler fireworks like in the crowd, seemingly behind the behind the goal, and then it was just like hazy for 10 minutes or something after. Pretty wild, but yeah, seemingly Harry Kane was just unfazed, played well, looked fantastic. The slow August starts are long a thing of the past now, seemingly. But yeah, anyway, it was kind of fun to just watch a game and not really care about the outcome either way. Being interested in seeing how Harry Kane would do, but having no stress about the outcome whatsoever. That was kind of pleasant, actually. And yeah, just interesting to see something different than the usual Premier League stuff. So yeah, I do think there's going to be a lot more interest in the Bundesliga this year just because of this move, and it'll be interesting, to hear at the end of the season what his impact was, besides the things that we expect, like they'll win another number of competitions, etc. So on the Tottenham United front, sounds like Romero is cleared to play tomorrow, so that is encouraging, certainly. Sounds like he's been fine all week, and no ill effects from the head knock on the weekend. Beyond that, my thought is I'm gonna play conservative and say and just sticks with the same squad again. Gives them one more run going into this game. I could definitely see Sarr getting a chance instead of Skip, say, but I just not enough data at this point. I'm not watching all those practices they're putting in all week long, and I'm confident Ange is going to stick with what he's been doing, probably, more than just changing things up suddenly. But we'll have to see. I do hope that we do see more substitutions, though, throughout the game and earlier, and more, hopefully, following a plan. Rotation, more at the 60, 70 minute than having to react to something going wrong or whatever. Transfer front. So, Lloris and Lazio off. Sounds like Hugo well, actually, two things. The manager did not want Hugo because of possibly dividing the dressing room, messing up his already good number one keeper. Didn't really want Hugo. And two, Hugo didn't want to go someplace where he wouldn't be guaranteed number one, which is kind of ridiculous for someone who's almost 37 that still wants to keep playing. Because the chances of him going somewhere that's a top tier team and being the number one right out of the gate at this point, I don't know. Seems overly optimistic, but so yeah. So I don't know where we go from here, other than Saudi Arabia, but I think that ship's probably sailed too. The other one, Jeffet Tanganga. Apparently, maybe Inter Milan has been wanting a loan scenario for him, but it seems like he'll go there and not play at all, and that doesn't help anybody. Anyway, Luton Town is interested in him. I think it's also maybe a loan situation still, but at least if he went there, he's going to play most likely in a Premier League situation. So that seems like a no-brainer, but the problem is I think we just want to sell, and teams are just wanting loans most of the time. So yeah, it's a quandary with all of the outgoings, really. So at this point, looking forward to tomorrow's game. And again, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, keep coming back, leave some comments. I'm happy to respond, give my thoughts, reactions, etc. And anyway, I will call it a day for now. And remember, to dare is to do.